Salaam alaikum, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the first Come Deen With Me podcast with me, Brother Chris, Brother Ash and Brother Ben.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Today we're going to discuss on the future of Come Deen With Me, where we're going to take it, why we decided to create it, alhamdulillah, and we're just going to have a chilled discussion.
Yes, boys.
So, brothers, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
So, Ben, how did we come across this beautiful name, Come Deen With Me?
I tell you what, I love this name, mashallah. I love this name, mashallah. So obviously we was all thinking about, different names, and we did start it off with just like a bit of a food review thing on it. So it was a bit like, how can we incorporate food into Deen? And then it was the beautiful brother who's behind the scenes who actually came up with the Come Deen With Me. At first we was a little bit like...
At first I want...
you didn't like it, did you?
Nah, I didn't like it, I'll be honest with you, but when I started to see the graphics and when I started to... and it all came together, alhamdulillah. What about you?
It grew on us, didn't it?
It did grow on us.
It grew on me over the first few days. Like, it was very catchy, it was snappy, and because it was food reviews. Come Deen With Me, come dine with me.
Yeah.
It is catchy. It's a very catchy name, and loads of people have said to all of us individually, yeah, it's a really catchy name.
Definitely.
Yeah, so we started the channel through doing with ideas of food reviews and stuff like that, and obviously there's so much more to us as a trio that we can bring different stuff. Like we can bring food reviews, we can bring our inspirational stories, daily reminders. Alhamdulillah, we can also we've got planned. So basically, I've got a competition this weekend, a strongman competition, and after we've got planned an eating challenge where I'm going to eat as much food as I can in a set space of time, and these boys are going to challenge me. We've got a few challenges lined up, alhamdulillah, for the channel. So we're going to have fun, but we're going to have mixture of Deen and Dunya.
And that's probably the main thing that we want to put out there as well, is that it is fun, and just because we're religious doesn't mean that we can't have fun. Halal fun, obviously.
Halal fun.
But obviously, that's one thing that we do want to stress to all you guys as well, that we're having fun. Yeah, we are on Deen. Yeah, we are out here trying to give dawah as well, but we're still out here having fun, and the TikTok will show that, the food reviews will show that as well. But there will be a more serious side as well, which also you will see on the channel.
There has to be a balance, because there has to be a balance of great. Because obviously, me, Ash, and Ben, you don't get to see the full character of us in person. So we want to bring it to you guys that and show you what we really like. Alhamdulillah, behind the scenes, we've got good sense of humour. We're always laughing, cracking a joke. Alhamdulillah. So what about you, Ash? What plans have you got for this? Because
we've got so many things. We've got so many projects in mind. I could name quite a few that we've got in mind. Really, it's just to show that the channel. I think the main aim for our channel for all three of us is to show that people can come to Islam, but they don't have to fully be proper serious. They can have a laugh. They can have some fun, as long as it's done in the right manner, which is what I think us three do. And I think people just bounce off our personalities and they love it. So that's what we plan to bring to the channel.
Alhamdulillah, yeah. It's, when you come to Islam, you don't have to, you don't need to change your identity. You don't have to change your name. You don't have to change your personality as long as you're doing things halal. Alhamdulillah. And I think a lot of people get mixed up in this commotion of, you have to change this, change that, change this. And unfortunately, some of our brothers do advise reverts to change the name. Like only the other day, I was in a taxi and the guy asked me why have I not changed my name? Alhamdulillah, because he thought that when you become Muslim you have to take on a Muslim name, which for me, and this is my opinion, is that if I change my name to Yusuf and then I try to do dawah to an Englishman, and especially from my background, EDL, and I start wearing a thobe, these people are going to think, well, I don't want to become Yusuf and wear that thobe. rather I call myself Chris and I wear what I wear, alhamdulillah, they look at me and they think, well, I can be a Muslim.
Alhamdulillah.
They can relate a lot more.
Relate more.
100%.
And that's the important part of giving dawah, is bringing people to Islam and not pushing them away, because
you can kind of like embrace people's cultures without fully taking on that identity.
100%.
that's it.
No, first and foremost, we're Muslim. It doesn't mean that we have to wear a thobe or we have to change our names. We don't have to wear, hats on our head and stuff like that. We don't have to change who we are and where we've come from to be Muslim.
100%.
Alhamdulillah, and people relate to us. I have a lot of inboxes. Ben has a lot, and Ash has a lot of inboxes off of non-Muslims who want to learn about Islam, but they don't want to become Yusuf or Umar or Isa. They want to be whatever the name is, Ben, where I'm at, Ben, Ash and Chris, and they want to dress how they dress, because it's hard to dress in a different way in this society, especially when you first become Muslim. You're not praying as much as some people. You're a man's law, so when you change dress and you change your name, everything becomes even more of a struggle.
100%.
That's what happened to me. It became more of a struggle when I changed my dress and my identity, because I had no Aman, because I wasn't praying. And then everyone was asking me questions left, right and centre, and I was getting lost all the time.
Yeah.
Rather, we should be teaching people who become Muslim that your shahada's here, and then it's your prayer. Learn how to pray. When you're praying 5 times a day, come back and we'll explain other things to you. But the priority for a new Muslim is to learn how to pray, to build his Iman, alhamdulillah. And me and Ash recently had a shahada and come dean with me. How do you...
Takbir!
Allahu Akbar.
Takbir!
Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillah. So brother Ash, that was his first ever shahada. Alhamdulillah, Allah Mubarak. Alhamdulillah, may Allah bless him.
Ameen.
So yeah, we went out to. So I went to a strongman competition a few months ago, and this brother Josh was doing the competition, alhamdulillah. And there I met a great brother called Muhammad Faz, alhamdulillah, and he's been discussing Islam to Josh for a long time, and then he asked me to come and meet him, so we went to go and meet him on Saturday. Alhamdulillah, Josh is a beautiful brother, and he came to Islam. He took his shahada, but he knew in his heart that he was a Muslim. You could see it.
Yeah, he'd already accepted it in his heart before he became Muslim.
Bro,
you could tell just by the way he was speaking, by his manners, by the way that he was conducting himself. Like, you could just tell by the way he spoke that his mind's already made up. Like, there was no, you need to become Muslim, and he was already in his heart. He was already there.
Something I reflected on is that Ash, he took the shahada, but he didn't just take the shahada and then just say, I'm off, boys. He went, alhamdulillah, let's take Josh to the mosque. And he taught him how to do wudu, and he showed him how to do prayer. And recently you've been to meet him again.
Yeah, I linked up with him yesterday. Alhamdulillah, he was obviously just getting taught how to do wudu and salah once. You're not going to just fully remember it, so he asked me to go to the masjid. He has asked me to, because he lives not too far away, so he's asked me to just try and link him more to go to the masjid, and inshallah, I'm more than happy to do that. It gets me, praying in the masjid more often as well. Alhamdulillah.
And that's the main thing for the channel, isn't it, boys? Like,
yeah.
We are out here, and this is what we're trying to do. And for born Muslims, reverts, if you're struggling with your Iman, anything, we struggle. None of us are perfect. So the main thing for us is to make a Come Deen With Me community that no matter what, you've always got somewhere to put a question or somebody to ask something about. And I think it's the community side of the channel that we want to grow the most, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think reflecting on what Ash has done for Josh is exactly how a Muslim should deal with a new Muslim, and we should take that into account moving forward. Alhamdulillah, that's how you should deal with a new Muslim. And Ben can tell you that when he became a Muslim, he took his shahada, then that was it. I think
we can all agree on that.
I spent 2 years in a place of despair, not knowing how to pray, not knowing where to go, what to do. Was I doing the right thing, doing the wrong thing? I'm sure Ben went through that as well, and Ash went through that. Alhamdulillah. So the message here to take is, if you do take a shahada, make sure you teach them how to pray. Alhamdulillah, and what wudu. This is the most important part. Don't just take them for food and say, "Yeah, that's it. I'm off now. Nice to meet you." Alhamdulillah, which happens on I've heard so many stories.
Aftercare, innit?
It's the aftercare that's more important.
That's something that's the main aim of when we're doing this. So we're doing this dawah. We bring people to Islam. They accept it by Allah's will. They come to Islam. It's the aftercare. Don't just like, okay, you're Muslim now. Here's a gift. Here's some food. See ya. Learn the religion yourself.
Yeah,
we
nice
have to be there to like teach them, because otherwise people will come to Islam, they feel lonely, they feel left out, and they'll just leave.
It's a fact that people come to Islam and leave, and 9 times out of 10 from what I've seen is that people don't leave Islam, they leave the Muslims, and that's what happens. And people just automatically say, "Oh, he's left Islam." I've met a few brothers who've not left Islam. They're still firm on La ilaha illallah. They've left the Muslims because the Muslims are not particular acting like the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when new Muslims read books, like I read a book with 800 pages called Muhammad, Man and Prophet, when you go look for any of that in the community, unfortunately it's not there. And that's something that we need to bring to Come Deen With Me, is that them characters, the manners of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the ways and the ways of living. We live in a different society to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so some things do look a bit different. But alhamdulillah, I think we try our best, alhamdulillah, and that's
none of us are perfect, are we?
No one's perfect. We go some places and we see a lot of Muslims, but we don't see a lot of Islam, and it's sad. So that's just something we're trying to revive.
Yeah, so I think that's the main subject of the channel. The main thing is to become a community for born Muslims that are struggling with Iman, even if you're not, just get involved, and especially for reverts as well, for the aftercare. So I think that's the biggest aim for this channel, is to just be there for Muslims in general, man.
Also, we're going to show you our characters, and we're going to bring out like different challenges that we see online, and think, we bring a little Islamic twist to it, have a laugh, alhamdulillah, for the born Muslims who sometimes feel a bit lost as well. Come Deen With Me is not just exclusive to reverts, it's for everybody, alhamdulillah. And we understand that a lot of born Muslims, they're going through a cycle where they're coming back to practicing Islam, so they need aftercare and care as well, alhamdulillah. So our goal is to bring a little bit of entertainment as well for you guys, and even if you want to join in, alhamdulillah, Brother Ashley does a lot of good quizzes on Instagram, Islamic quizzes, alhamdulillah, and we'll be bringing you reminders. Ben's just done a beautiful reminder which we'll be putting up soon, inshallah. Just to keep us firm in the deen. That's the main thing. And there's one rule that we keep at Come Deen With Me, is if you do things for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you can be a part of Come Deen With Me, the group. We've got a group, Ben. It's close to Ben. This is Ben. Do you wanna...
Yeah, this is something very close to my heart, because it was something that I didn't have straight away from being a Muslim, and then when I found it and I had it, it was something that I've kept very close, and I believe in, that is a very important step into a new Muslim's journey, and that is a support group with reverts and born Muslims. There is nothing that we can't learn off born Muslims, as well as things that we can learn off reverts as well. And it is literally just so that you feel like you come to Islam, and then you've got to leave everything that you've just everything that you did, all the haram that you did, into this new life that you don't know really much about, but you're happy and you're buzzing, and then as well as you're buzzing and your iman's high, you've got all these brothers at the side of you as well that are going through the exact same things, and you're sharing these stories, and it's very close to my heart, because it's just something that helped me be where I am today. And if it wasn't for that, then I genuinely don't know where I'd be in my journey, alhamdulillah. So if it is something that you are interested in, please do not hesitate to message one of the 3 brothers, or even just Come Deen With Me ourselves.
Yeah, we've got a Come Deen With Me page on Instagram. We've got on TikTok. With me, Ash, and one of the brothers in the background will answer you, inshallah, if you message us on Come Deen With Me on Instagram. But if you want to message us on privately, you can as well, alhamdulillah. Inshallah. Do you want any last words to tell the people before we move on?
Yeah, we'll try to conduct ourselves with good manners and good character. If you come to us, and you do come to us, if you want to come to any of us, if you feel more comfortable coming to any one of us personally rather than messaging Come Deen With Me group itself, just come with good character, come with good manners, because we're more than happy to help anyone that needs help, that's struggling. You know, we will be starting, you know, classes at some point, inshallah, you know, with basic fundamentals of Islam, you know, teaching new Muslims and beginners how to pray salah, how to do the wudu, the ablution, the ghusl, how to affirm your intentions, all these little basic fundamentals of what you need to start practicing properly. We will cover this, inshallah. But yeah, guys, you know, we're trying to do good for our deen. We try to improve our own iman as well, at the same time as trying to help you guys and bring fun to you guys. So try treat us with good manners and good character, and you know, inshallah, you won't get nothing but the same from us.
Inshallah, that's the you know, the Prophet ﷺ said he came with good character, alhamdulillah, good manners and character, alhamdulillah. So we try to upkeep good manners and character, alhamdulillah. And you know, so basically that's it for today's podcast. We're going to try to start do one podcast a month, you know,
as well as many other things
that we are actually planning on doing, alhamdulillah. We're carrying on our food reviews, but thank you for listening, and you guys, alhamdulillah, supporting us, liking, subscribing, alhamdulillah, is a blessing to us, me, Ash and Ben, alhamdulillah. So inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this a success. Ameen. Salam alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thanks for watching, guys.
Co-presenters out.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
Don't forget to hit the notification bell as well, so you get notified when we make a new video. Thank you.